10th question is prepare a frequency table, absolute frequency, relative frequency, cumulative frequency, relative cumulative frequency, and a histogram for the variable of the total spendings in order to be able to answer the following questions. So, first thing we would be doing is, as I told you, okay, wait. Okay, so the thing that I have done to be able to get this histogram here and this frequency here is that I have developed the bins. So I have put them here with an interval of 100 in between each value, and I went to data analysis, histogram, and then for the input range I had put all the total spendings, all the values, including the label. And then for the bin range I had selected this bin range with the label. I clicked on label, and also for the output range I just chose here, this cell here. And then I also clicked on chart output in order for me to get the histogram, and it just appeared automatically. It gave me this frequency table from which I will be able to bring out all of the next column. So to start with the cumulative frequency, so to get the cumulative frequency, I had done, the previous cell plus the next cell from frequency. It's just about adding. Then to give also an example, for the second one, I have done the one that we got previously plus the next one, etc. For example, for this one, I had done 2, which we got from the last calculation, plus the next one in frequency. This is just about cumulating the frequencies. So I had it here. To make sure that my calculation is correct, it's the fact that I have here the last number, which is 30, which is the total number of observations. So this is the cumulative frequency. Then to get the relative frequency, I have done a small calculation, which was frequency divided by total number of observations. And same for the next ones. So I just scrolled it down by locking the cell with the $sign. So just to make sure that my calculation was correct, I have done this sum of all of it, which gave me 100%. That's all. Well, okay. I don't know what happened. Okay, it's done. Then for the relative cumulative frequency, it's the same process as the cumulative frequency. The only difference is the fact that here it is about percentages. So it was this cell here plus this cell here, and same this cell here plus this cell here. Then the result also helps us to get the next relative cumulative frequency, and so on. And also, to make sure that my calculation is correct, the last relative cumulative frequency needs to be 100%. Okay, so that's done. As you may see here, question 10 has been answered by this table below. Also, the histogram, if you want to have a look at it. So it's just about the interval. So if we want to read the histogram, so for example, let's say that um, three people, three guests, three observations, three counts is spending between 1,300 and 1,400. So this is about the table. So let's see maybe another reading. So this one, the higher one, six people are spending in between 1,600 and 1,700, etc. So for question 10 is done. Question 11 for now. How many people spent between 1,900 and 2,000 euros? So if we want to read it in the table, so here it is. So only one person spent between these two amounts. If we want to read it in the table, so only one person spent this in between these two amounts. So I have written it here for the answer. So only one person spent between 1,900 and 2,000. Then next question, in terms of percentages, how many people spent between 1,900 and 2,000? So we can just go on the same line and we will get the percentage, which is 3%, which means that 3% of the total number of guests spent between 1,900 and 2,000. Then we move to question 13. How many people spent less than 1,600 included? Which means that how many people spent less than 1,600 included? So you either get it by making a sum of all of these, 1 plus 1 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3, which gives us 11, or you go to cumulative frequency and you get it directly, which is 11. So I have written it here. 11 people spent less than 1,600. And then, what is the next question? In terms of percentages, how many people spent less than 1,600 euros included? So, in terms of percentages, okay, uh, so let's just read again the question. So how many people spent less than 1,600 included? Okay, so for this one, as we want it not in normal number but in we want it in a percentage, so we go directly to relative cumulative frequency and we get 37%. So 37% of the observations or of the guests spent less than 1,600 euros. Then question 15. How many people spent more than 2,000 euros excluded? So the answer that I gave is 20% of the observations spent more than 2,000 euros excluded. So let's just check. They said in percentages. No, they asked me in the number normal, so we can just do a quick sum from here, this cell and this cell, which gives us 6 people, so it is the right answer. Or then for the next question, as we want it also in percentage, for question 16, in terms of percentages, how many people spent more than 2,000 euros? So 20% of the observations per more than 2,000 euros. As you may see, we can just go here and add up the two percentages, which give me 20%. So 20% of the observations spent more than 2,000 euros. Next question is the 17th one. how much is the average spending based on the frequency table. So I have written see the table below because I have drawn another table here where I put the first interval in one column and the second interval in the second column. These I'm talking about these intervals, and then the frequency. So I have three columns. I need these three values to get the average. So to get the average, I just add up the the first number of the interval and the lowest value of the interval and the biggest value of the interval, and I divide them by the frequency, and it just gives me the number. So here it is. We get the average spending based on the frequency table. Okay, so for example, if we want to read the table, so in average, one person spends 2,000 and 300 in between this interval, etc. Then we have the second question, which are, the 18th question, which are the model classes and median classes of the frequency table, and explain how you calculated them. So for the model classes, we can see that it is between this interval, 1,003 and 600 and 1,700, as we can see that it is the number with the highest interval, with the highest frequency, sorry. So we can see it also in the histogram, as you may see it's here. It means that most of the people are spending in between the 1,600 and 1,700. Then we go to the median class. So to get the median class, we make a small calculation, which is 30, the total number of guests, plus 1 divided by 2, which gives us an information which is that the 15.5th number value in here is the median. So which means that we can look for the 15.5th value, and it gives us the fact that it is here. We have it in here. It means that it belongs to this interval. Then we can go on to the next question, which is compare and explain why they differ from the central tendency measurement in the raw data. So as you can see, we have here a different answer than in the first part, because in the first part, for example, we had the mode that was not available and the median, which was here, which was the exact number 1,664, which is correct, but the thing is they differ from the central tendency, as the central tendency values are given through the descriptive statistics table, which is a precise table. It is a more precise and it gives us the exact values. However, the frequency table is more about intervals, as you can see.